Hi, I'm Barry John. Welcome back to Let's Play Ratchet and Clank 2002. I have two co-heroes with me today, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Lele.
I am Mycroft Homes.
And I'm just doing some quick cleanup here. I missed a couple of achievements or skill points and gold bolts last time I was here, so I'm just going to pick those up first and then go back and, actually finish the game.
It's okay. I'm sure Chairman Drek will wait patiently while you do all this.
Yep. But that was actually a very nice cut I made there, if I do say so myself. You can barely tell.
The red pulsating timer is classy.
Oh, yeah. Usually you get those only near the end of a countdown, but they put it from the start here to begin
Or,
with.
yeah, or they're like pulse in and out like the size and make like the timer font larger.
Oh, God, those are ugly. But this is the get through this swimming corridor without taking any damage skill point.
Oh, so it's one for damage and one for time, or are they basically the same?
No, the timer is for just getting through before the electricity turns back on.
Oh, right. It's been a while.
And the one getting through in the time frame is actually a different swimming section.
Yeah, the timer is mostly there just to make sure you can't just wait several cycles until you feel confident enough. You have to get like the first or second and go for it.
Mm-hmm. But that's a skill point. And I could have sworn I left this out, but I edited this video like months ago. Because I did collect the gold bolts on the previous level, or the previous video, so we're good there. I suppose I'm just,
Now, if we focus on the escape pod from this angle, then we don't have to animate any rotors. We just have to play a looping sound effect and just translate the thing.
Yeah. What am I doing?
Oh boy,
right.
a missile cruiser.
Oh, yeah, I remember what I'm doing now. I'm also getting the get through here and destroy all the robots achievement. Which is kind of weird, because I think it doesn't... I have no idea how it's supposed to work, so I'm just running through here, going and collecting everything, or just beating up all the robots, but part of the problem is, like, the skill point kicks in at seemingly a random point, so I think there's actually just a count timer on the robots.
Oh, so it's not like destroy all dogs, it's like destroy 40 dogs.
Or just all the robots in general. And it's just ticking up, and I'm like, okay. But
I'm so glad they got rid of the hollow guys in later games, because it looks like it's butt awful to use.
Yeah, that's the trouble with making something awkward on purpose, is there's a fine line you gotta walk.
And here I am waiting. Oh, hold on a second. Are there... No, there's nobody in this hog corridor anymore because the enemies didn't respawn.
Well, you know, budget cuts, you know. The monthly stipend for replacing the robots, it gets expensive.
Okay, I find there's something had to be going on with that, because that one robot dog didn't activate until, like, ever.
Yeah, there's one in the back there that was green for a lot longer than the others. I don't know if it's like a raycasting bug or what.
No clue, but it... And here's another one. Literally, like...
You'd think they'd change up the terrain a little bit for this. Then again, I guess they expect you to be cleaning them all up with guns and grenades and whatnot.
Yeah. But
Doing this a lot faster than you are.
Yeah, but that was the skill point. Even though I still have one more I think it just skipped Drek's flagship in terms of counting where you need to go, but... But yeah, that's the last skill points I need that aren't found all back on Veldin. So time to head back to the initial starting bay and hopefully this time actually do what I need to do.
And proceed with the plot.
Yep, because apparently there is a plot in this game.
Back to where it all began.
That is something of a tradition, you know. Like, the last level is the first level, just expanded or remixed.
I'm sorry. Last video we recorded, you're like, why didn't I cut this out? And I noticed you didn't cut it out again.
Hey, to be fair, I've never said I was perfect with these things. I've been doing LPs for over 10 years now, and I still don't have the hang of transitions.
Well, I guess there's no point in setting up, like, a planetary, like, fighter perimeter around a planet you're just planning on blowing up anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the CEO of your company is chilling out, getting ready to, you know, press the big button himself. Even though he knows at this point that everything he sent against Ratchet has failed.
He's probably rooting around in his wine cellar for the perfect bottle of champagne for it.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, those jetpack guys. We saw them earlier.
Now, the skill point for this world that I'm going to be getting is to defeat 10 of these guys with just the wrench. Which means you have to do the jumping overhead swing to kill 10 of them.
And I suppose you can't, like, die and restart in the middle either.
You can. You can actually kill that first guy, go back to your ship, reload the world, go kill that guy again, do that 10 times over, and that will count.
Oh, I'm surprised. That's probably either an oversight or maybe a small bit of mercy from the developers. Who can tell?
Well, considering, you know, these guys are always in the air, there's only one way to reliably hit them, I think it was a mercy choice.
Yeah. That's the trouble with, you know, achievements like this one that don't have a UI indicator, like a counter to let you know how you're doing.
Mm-hmm. And breaking out the gold flamethrower for dealing with trash mobs like that, I think it's fun.
Wow, those guys have really got your number.
Yeah. There's a reason why they'll let you reload the level. Because I'm going to save. And then I'm going to reload the level. And it's going to keep my running tally. But it's going to restore my hit points.
Now that's thinking with time resets. That's multiversal 4D thinking.
I really want to see somebody try an LP of multiversal 4D chess with time travel now.
I played that with my cousin a couple of times. I think I sort of understand what's going on, but man, that is a game you have to play a lot before you really understand it.
I have enough trouble with regular chess. I'm not touching that.
It's fine. It's just like normal chess, but with more dimensions. More space.
I mean, I 100%ed one of the Harry Potter games, and there was a chess minigame, and I spent an hour and a half, probably, on that very last chess tournament.
Wizard chess?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That very last... I think it was like Order of the Phoenix or something. The last one that was like open world at Hogwarts.
Yeah, any game that has, like, mini-games based on, like, traditional games, like, you know, Othello or backgammon or poker, especially, you know.
Oh,
that can be a very non-traditional obstacle to 100%.
I do not understand the rules of poker, and let me tell you, that is my downfall in Red Dead Redemption.
There we go. But actually, I was thinking of the Towers of Hanoi puzzle. You know, the whole restack.
Oh God, I hate those. I hate those so much.
And then there's the slidey around, like, 4x4 grid of 15 stones that you have to make in the right order to make a picture or whatnot.
Oh, I can do that. That's easy for me.
Oh, good. A tank. It's been a while since we've seen one of those.
Yeah.
That just reminds me of when Jerma was playing one of the Saw games. Because they made video games about Saw. So he played both of them. And he is not a bright man, to put it politely. So he was having so much trouble with the sliding puzzles and the press the button and two other buttons light up thing.
Oh, lights out?
Yeah. Like, he was having so much trouble.
I mean, that's the thing, you know, sometimes, you know, it pays to study the classics because they're transferable. Once you know lights out in one game, sometimes you know them in other times, in other games. Other times the game, like, messes something up or it, like, makes its own pattern or whatnot with lights out, and then it's like, well, all that study, worthless. Well, so far, I mean, the layout seems to be mostly the same. I think maybe they got rid of, like, some floating platforms or something.
No, it's the same layout so far. It's just that we're coming up on the point where the first level ended because we picked up Clank. And
yeah, now that there's 3 of them at once and they're all covering each other, firing at different times, you might need to use something a little bit better than the wrench.
Mm-hmm. That's why I did my my thing, like resetting the level earlier, because, well, just a little bit easier that way.
Yeah, that way you have more ammo for this stuff, I guess.
Here, have a decoy glove. And have the Tesla cannon as well.
Yeah, there you go. Don't even have to jump with that.
The nice thing about the Tesla gun is that it auto-homes on enemies.
When you said that, it sounded like you said Tesla Kun, and all I could think is Moe Tesla.
Are you sure that's not part of a Red Alert 2 mod?
I'm sure there's an anime Red Alert 2 mod. There almost certainly is.
Tesla Moe.
But, it's more that I think Tesla is weird enough to be a kawaii anime girl. The pigeon obsession. Needing like 20 napkins for every bite of food. Just being weird in general.
If we were sitting around the same table, this is the point where I would be kind of scooching my chair backwards and just with my eyes wide a little bit, trying to distance myself.
So that was me using the personal ammo dispenser, the PDA, to, well, get ammo for my rocket launcher so I could shoot that guy out of the sky.
Yeah, this is the future, so, but it's not the far future, so we haven't invented the backpack yet.
Well, we do have a backpack. His name is Clank. He provides us with helicopters.
That's true.
And that was an easy puzzle to solve. But that's the thing about this final level. Like it's that traditional degree of, oh, wait, looking straight up, there's the artificial planet. But it's that traditional, you know, you got to do at least one of everything you've done in the game so far in the final level.
Like, I'm not seeing a whole lot of real set pieces here, at least so far. It's mostly just been a long series of sections just asking you to do, like each different mechanic, like you said. Like, here's some water. There you go. Now, I assume there's a decent amount of checkpointing in here, too.
Yeah, the checkpointing is decent, but it's not, like, you know, turbo easy, shall we say.
Yeah, like, I'm not seeing a whole lot of healing here. Like, there's some, but if you get your 2 beat up by one set of enemies, you're going to be in trouble for the next set.
You were saying, Michael?
I was just wondering, has Ratchet actually prevented them from stealing anything from the planets?
No.
Okay, so he's essentially failed.
Yeah, he's failed at everything short stopping his own home planet from getting blown up. And it's literally, he's got this down to the last possible minute.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, Captain Quark did do an excellent job as a time-wasting distraction, which I think was all that Drek ever expected him to be.
I mean, he was planning on using Quark's popularity to help, you know, charge people for his planet, or to move to his planet, so there was that degree of Quark had a use, just not a combat use.
But yeah, he probably got enough, like, stock footage recorded of him by this point.
Well, I mean, holo-guises are a thing. He could probably just get some bodybuilder to holo-guise himself and just do the ads.
Well, part of the problem with the hologuise is that you can't physically interact with people without breaking the hologram. Because it's not a hard light one, it's a soft light one.
Well, yeah, but I don't think Captain Quark interacts with the hoi polloi anyway.
Oh, they're catching on. they've caught on to your scheme. Trying to outrange them.
They may have caught on, but I'm the one with the rocket launcher.
Yeah, a little bit too late for them.
Not to say that this isn't easy, like, the,
Yeah, you're really feeling the limits of that 20 max ammo for this.
And that's part of the reason why I've got 300,000 bolts here. Just to, you know, pay for my ammo reloads.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure other guns would be able to clean these guys up, but definitely not as simply, and it's from far away. Like, you'd really have to get into the thick of things if you wanted to use your bomb glove or your pistol or what have you.
That is very true.
Like, even the Tesla coil, like, you were getting close.
Yeah. I mean, I could use the Visibomb gun, and I do break it out later on when I have to fire around targets. So, sorry, I interrupted myself here. There's a gold bolt down this passage here, and there is one... Well, no, back up. I need to talk. So you see there's an enemy sitting in the corridor there.
Is that a little tiny switch that you have to lure it into hitting?
That's exactly what happened.
Oh, there it is.
And
That's an interesting puzzle. I don't think there's another one like it in any of the other Ratchet and Clanks.
Yeah, I guess the trick there is, like, if you try and fire a Visibomb gun, you might see the floor switch and realize what's going on at that point.
But it's one of those things where, you know, you actually have to jump onto that little gap there in front of the door to see the switch normally. And then figure, you know what, maybe, but there's no real way around the other side of it, so the whole using the taunter to bring this one guy over to the switch, it's never really used before or after, because you never really have to use enemies to press switches, and there's no indication that it is a thing that you can do.
They seem to be doing a pretty good job cleaning those guys up. It'd be a shame if there was a big boss that you suddenly wouldn't have any ammo for, huh?
I've got the Rhino. I haven't been using that.
That's true.
But no, the real thing is that you are not seeing my failure runs at this. Because this is me after I've done all the practicing and figuring out the best ways to do things.
Yeah, besides, that footage wouldn't fit on a VHS tape.
Yeah.
Also, if you have retrieved this VHS tape from a tree stump in the woods, please rewind it before you return it to the stump.
Yes, it's only... Be kind, rewind. It's only good manners.
I I get a sense there's a joke I'm missing.
It's not a big joke. It's a gag on the visual quality of the Visibomb gun, and well.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was like, are you making a reference to something?
Now, I should have turned around and hit up a gold bolt behind me. I missed it at this point, but I'll go back and do it before I hit up the final boss, at least if I remember correctly.
Oh, is that a little green section over there?
No, that green section is later on. It's actually behind me on those little huts that I jumped past. Oh, nope, these guys aren't being zapped by lasers. I am disappointed.
No, they have an adaptation. They know. There you go. I'm just glad they didn't try and up the ante by adding 4 rings. That'd be too much of a headache.
Also, part of it is that like the game is only programmed for 3 rings, so... Now you may be wondering what I'm looking at down or around here, and that's because the gold bolt that I'm looking for right here is actually on the other side of that mushroom patch, shall we call it here. The rocks in the middle here. It's up here in that little area to my right, but I can't get up it normally.
So you have to get up it abnormally.
Mm-hmm. So, in every platformer ever, what is the one thing you should... What is the one consistent environmental hazard in every platforming game ever?
Bottomless pits?
Okay, you're both correct, but in this game, it's bottomless pits. And what is the one consistent... Oh, there's totally a secret that you should look for.
Well, in Mario, you would identify that with, like, coins or something.
Yeah, but...
Good environmental design?
You wish. But, if...
Oh, I know. A ladder.
Well, actually, part of it is, nope, bad, back, nope. I'm also checking out my guide here. I was like, oh yeah, I have to go around the right here. Like, oh good, I don't have to go down the bottomless pit in the middle there like I accidentally did in my off-screen TED practice.
That's using the, oh. Hold on, gotta reset the time-space continuum again.
Yeah.
Gotta shake the dust out of it.
Well, no, that's because there was a small hiccup with my emulator at the time, and it thought I'd lost the words, the save cartridge, so I had to manually save it at that point to get the emulator.
So I guess half the trick of that was checking your map to see that there was a green section there, and the other half was looking around with the camera and considering that the entryway might be below you.
Yeah. But now,
yeah, you saw this suspicious one-way section there, so there had to be a way in there.
Mm-hmm. Now remember, boys and girls, don't do what I did in practice and long jump your way into that bottomless pit. That is bad.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm about to do this section wrong.
You're about to alert everybody in there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. There we go. I was waiting for something like that.
Yes, I did it wrong. There is a better...
Everybody knows you're here now.
There is a better way to do this, and there is the way that is intended to be used, and then there is the way I am going to do this.
Yeah, that seems like a good time. This seems appropriate.
So, behold the Rhino. It fires off 9 super-seeking missiles. I have 50 rounds, or I have 50 shots of 9 each. And look at what it's doing to...
Seems like it's got pretty long range, too.
That is quite correct.
So as long as you don't waste any shots against pillars or whatnot, you're all set. It's fire and forget.
It is literally that. As long as there is a target in range and down range of the Rhino, it will look for it. And
Alright, one of them just blew up in midair. I think everything is dead.
Yeah.
I like the one that plays the 1812 Overture when you shoot it.
That's the Rhino 4. The Rhino Forever.
So yeah, that looked like that cleaned that up in about 10 seconds, give or take, because you had to duck into cover once.
Yep. Now, that's not the way you're supposed to deal with that. You're supposed to go down through, you see all those enemies and go, oh crap, and duck down into this little side passage. And just double checking.
Alternatives.
Oh, there we go. That water I grabbed earlier is finally being used. Or it would be once I remember I need to go back there and do it.
Oh, you have to swim up there to the second level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like as I mentioned when we first got the hydro displacer.
I forgot. I was carrying an entire room's worth of water in my pocket.
Yeah, but I mentioned that the game is very good about making sure that you use all water on a level. Like it's always positive and negative, neutral. In terms
yeah. I mean, if you took the water off of the planet, then then it comes up on tax season. It counts as income.
Yeah. Now you're supposed to... Oh, sorry, just double check things. Go around, come around over here. And... Oh, that pad looks familiar. I wonder what it does.
Does that give you... Oh! Does that give you Giant Clank?
Yes. You're supposed to go through that entire previous section that I wiped out with the Rhino using Giant Clank.
Oh. Well, that's a replay value for you. Somebody else gets to this point, they can try it.
And so here I am going, wait, oh.
Where's everything to blow up?
Yeah. And I'd be realizing, oh. There is literally nothing stopping me from going through to where the final boss is now.
It's okay, we'll just power walk there.
Yep.
Well, you got to stomp some frogs. That's worthwhile.
And to be fair, okay. Now, this is where I realized, oops, I missed the last gold bolt. So I need to go and grab it.
Yeah, that, having a question mark in the middle of a big circle definitely screams, boss material.
Yeah. But this is what I'm talking about in terms of the path to get to that other gold bolt.
Ah, there was one down below, so of course there was one up high.
Yep. So, to those of you keeping track at home, that is 30 skill points and 40 gold bolts. That is a 100% completion on a new game without entering into a new game plus. And right back to where I was. So, ladies and gentlemen...
Hey, what the... Imbeciles. After all the trouble you've gone through, you're about to die right where you started.
Who is this voice actor? He sounds so familiar.
So poetic.
This is it, Clank. Let's get him.
You might have been useful to me after all.
Oh, that was quick.
Too bad you chose the wrong side.
Yep, it's very quick. But unfortunately, we no longer have access to Giant Clank.
Fortunately, we still have the Rhino.
That is all that is needed. So let me just restock my ammo
We'll
here.
just do some quick shopping here.
Yeah.
Good time for it.
Oh, he'll wait. These guys have an ego. You know how evil geniuses are.
Yep, just making sure.
Yeah, he is floating off into the distance, I know.
That's a real beauty.
And just making sure that all my ammo is full, not that I need it. Because, honestly, there's only one thing you can do. And I promised from the get-go, one last save, because I'm really normally good at cutting all this out, but I just wanted
It is awful polite of the game to actually let you save in between boss phases.
Well, it saves your state, but if you reload the level, you restart at the start of the level, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's event flags that, you know, some of them you can save, and some of it doesn't make sense to save.
Yeah. So as you run along here, as you pass over these floating platforms, they will start falling, so there is a time limit involved. And
Oops.
Oops.
Depth problems.
Depth perception. Yep. Let's try this again.
Ah, poor Drek. Who's so cheap he couldn't even put legs on that thing.
Yeah.
Just a big Mr. Handy Thruster.
But just look at his health bar.
Oh, he does not like that. He's on the run.
So the Rhino is overpowered, but it is the fun kind of overpowered. And this would be
Yeah, like, you still have to dodge a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. When I first played this game all the way back in 2002, I didn't get the Rhino on my first playthrough. I didn't know about the Infinite Bolts glitch or anything like that. So I went into this fight with the Devastator and the ammo dispenser, basically. And
yeah, those seem like your workhorses for just getting the most damage per second out there.
that's it. Yeah, pretty much. And it took a long time. So Drek has a couple of attacks here. He has these mines that also act as targets for the Rhino. He has the AoE shockwave of regularness.
Yeah, that's some good thinking, actually. Like, literally coming up with a countermeasure to the most overpowered gun in the game. That's some decent thinking. It doesn't help him, of course, but he was trying.
Mm-hmm. And of course, he just blows up the arena when you get to certain points of damage. And this is me pausing to make sure I have a save state at this point.
Mostly because you don't seem to be good at these platforming sections right here.
I'm not that bad, but...
So, it has come to this. Once I step on this ignition switch, a countdown will commence. The end of which signals the destruction of your pitiful world.
There must be another way to make a home for your people.
You think that's what this is about? Who do you think polluted our last world? I did. This is about one thing and one thing only. Cash. And lots of it. You see, I've been paid for every square inch of my new world. Once the inhabitants move in, I will begin polluting this world as well. Then the whole thing starts all over again. Ah, brilliant.
Why, you evil little...
Save it, Clank. We have to stop that timer.
Power slam that button to terminate the countdown. To power slam, jump and press the R1 button.
Now the game automatically equips you with the rocket pack at this point. Just to make sure. Now the thing is that every time Drek starts the countdown timer grows shorter.
Oh, he's attacking you with the little evil bitey bots. That's classy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, his ignition switch is over there.
Yeah, his ignition switches are on the outside edge of the arena. My counter switch is here in the middle. So there is a...
Yeah, so you get like a little bit of warning, like you can see he's moving over towards it before he hits it. That's nice.
Yeah. But this is me and the Rhino, me absolutely chumping Drek as it should be.
Yeah, that wasn't even close.
You know, Drek, you should have probably hired the Magrathians to build your planet. Instead of just stealing.
Nice reversal there. Somebody played an Uno reversal card.
What's up? This time I am thinking what you're thinking.
Weren't a large portion of that planet stolen from other planets? Maybe put that back? No?
Yeah, but see, you have to take it apart first. Then you can put it back.
So this outside rim here is what allows you to evade a lot of Drek's attacks if you're not cheesing it with the Rhino. But you have to realize that you can't really shoot while you're grind railing. So you have to hop off in order to shoot Drek. But the grind rails are basically just an evade method.
Yeah, that seems like what you would use if you were, like, cornered by, like, 10 of the little biters.
Yeah.
So for the last time in this game, I will say, yeah, they fixed that in the sequel.
Yep.
This can't be good.
Yes, blowing up a planet inside of range of another planet. Gravity is a thing.
And tidal forces.
That was close. Clank, you can pull us up now.
The servos in my arm appear to be broken.
Broken? As in, fall to our deaths broken?
Yes.
Oh no! It's infinitely improbable that we would be rescued.
Nope, he used the thruster pack to
Thanks.
to ablate the damage.
Badly damaged.
You'll be alright.
I like your Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference, in addition to mine.
It's okay, he'll walk it off.
Well, that's the point. Like, they joined together to beat Quark and Drek. Now that that's done, they don't have a reason to stick together.
Tin can. Where do you think you're going? We, still need to fix that arm.
And
And
thus,
so was born the PlayStation's most iconic platforming duo.
Banjo and Kazooie?
I said PlayStation.
And that's how he went from Ratchet or Clank to Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. This is a emulator glitch. It's supposed to do the whole screen with the changing scenario or changing locations. My bad. My emulator bad. So, that, ladies and gentlemen, is Ratchet and Clank 2002, start to finish, 100% completion. I am proud of myself. What did you guys think about it? Like, final thoughts. We've still got another 3 minutes of credits to go through.
I've said it before, I will say it again. They fixed it in the sequel. This is a great foundation, and they really only improved and iterated upon it for every single game after this. I don't think there's been a bad game, except maybe that weird 4-player co-op one.
For this game in particular... Sorry, you were saying?
I said I didn't play that one because it looked weird, and I was like, why would you make a 4-player co-op? But go ahead.
Yeah, for this game in particular, it's definitely got a lot of the hallmarks of, first game in the series syndrome. It's definitely, very ambitious. Considering all the games that came before, this was a big step forward among, ahead of those. You can see that they're still kind of trying to find their footing a bit, but there's definitely a lot that they did right in this game, even compared to the sequels.
Oh yes,
there's some missing potential here, sure, but what they do have is pretty good.
Yeah, this is still 100% playable and a good game. So...
Yeah, it's 20 years later. I still enjoy the hell out of this game. David Kaye did a lot of voices. Jim Ward as Captain Quark. Oh, there we go. Kevin Michael Richardson did Drek. That adds...
He sounds familiar, but he's probably been in a bunch of stuff if he's a voice actor.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, as much as we like to complain about how, sections were copy-pasted, or how, too many of the skill points were too similar to one another, there are a lot of ideas stuffed in this game. There is a lot of variety.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's, what, 20 different worlds in this game? They're all visually unique and distinctive, and when you go to a place, you know it's a new place. Like, asset reuse is very minimal across the worlds.
So yeah, overall, a great game, a good start to the series. Whole series is great, check it out.
Do you have a problem with unwanted hair? Is painful itching in your nether regions causing you undue embarrassment? Do you just plain stink? Then you need this, the Gadgetron Personal Hygienator. Hi, I'm Steve McQuark, and this little baby can take care of any grooming needs that are just too much trouble for you to handle yourself. Allow me to demonstrate. Yeah. Oh, mommy.
Turn it off! Turn it off!
This is why broadcast standards were invented.
Yep. And this is me going,
Nice.
wait, I did not miss.
3.
No, I did not. That I went back and got, and I verified I got them all on camera.
Available for you.
I got all 30 skill points. It's just, it was an emulator save state thing that got screwed up. So I'm going to get those all off screen in time for